we're seeing professionals come down, but we're seeing a little bit of that reluctancy of integrating in with the community, coming out of their their apartments and mixing up with the local community there. Well, as we was talking about more of they're coming down, some of them even living sort of a tourist style lifestyle opposed to planting their flag and getting settled. You want to hit on the difference of having a tourist lifestyle, living like you're a tourist and you're on vacation, and or being a resident, a true resident of Panama.
Well, yeah, we're seeing two different mindsets of people that want a more upscale life. When they go out, they want a more upscale type of an environment. And then you got other people like, man, I want to have a home style and being comfortable coming out, meeting family and friends, and everybody's family to me when they come to DACA 23. So I call everybody family when they walk in the door because that's what I see when they come here. They look like me, they talk like me, they've lived a professional life like I have lived in the United States, and we worked hard to become professionals. We went from something to nothing. We didn't play, major sports and become millionaires. No, but the value and the things that we were able to learn along the way, we've had 3, 4 different professions as we climbed that ladder all the way up to business ownership. So we've been able to experience it on different levels coming in our lifestyle from the United States. And that's something that we're bringing to Panama. And yes, we can afford to live and eat at rooftop establishments and what have you, and look at an ocean view. But that's not an everyday occurrence for me. It could be an everyday occurrence where you live or you choose to pick to live. You can sit on the balcony and watch over the ocean and look and have a nightlife view of Panama City right from your apartment in a lot of different situations. So you don't have to go out and pay for that every time you walk out the door. But if that's what people like to do, yes, we have that group of people. And then we have other people like, man, I'm going to put my jeans on. I'm going to go down here to the bar, sip on a few, smoke hookah or get me a nice stogie and smoke a cigar, watch the game, eat some popcorn and talk a lot of trash, play with spades, dominoes, chess, checkers, whatever you want to play. That's their atmosphere. That's what their comfort zone is. And so other people, they come out and want to interact with other people. But when you actually have a certain lifestyle and family and get-togethers is really who you're about, then hey, this is my commercial. That's what the Active 23 is. That's where you come here, and that's the environment you get. But if that's not your vibe, I get that, and I respect
Right.
that.
Right.
So, but people don't have to live that kind of lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle that they can have an opportunity to get back to, because climbing that corporate ladder in the United States, it puts us in a situation where we have to go to events that are black tie. We have to go to events that is more formal. But in retirement, we're not being formal. We're basically just being ourselves and coming out and just dealing with good people here in Panama. And I think that people are enjoying that aspect of it. They have the choices. And I'm like, yeah, you can have your night out, and that's expected. But every night doesn't have to be a Hollywood night.
No, no, not at all. And for that, I remember just going out and just when I just wanted to go out and hang out, have a drink or so, I would go to the VFW or go to the Legion and just have that. So and that's that kind of atmosphere where you can come down and get together with others and do that and be part of the community. So uh, something for people to think that there is community being set up here. There is people you can relate to that are like-minded and in a positive nature. So definitely check out DAC 23. Always got something going on. I love that daishiki you had on last week, man. That was soft there.
Hey,
That,
that's what I'm saying. This is a community business. People come here and they bring their events, they bring their atmosphere, they bring exactly the group of people that they like to talk and intermingle with. They bring that here, and we just in the background and we just host them, but we're not in the front. We let them be a star of their own platforms, And when they come here, it's just like any other place that you would go. But the thing about it is, most of the time when they come here, we're just happy to have them here. We're not charging a fee at the door. We're not charging for them to rent the space, especially if they're consistently using it as a meet and greet place for people to come. Why do I need to charge that? I just enjoy seeing, uh, different people come in and have their different events, while I just enjoy the company, and meeting different people from different walks of life. And that's what the enjoyment of it is in Panama. The living is easy, uh, based on the choices that we make, especially living conditions. Maybe we want to touch on, what people can expect when they do come. And like you said, most of these places are fully furnished, TVs, everything. Some of them come with all the bills included, and some of them come where you pay your light bill and your water bill, separately. So, and the food bill, don't even worry about it. You're gonna
Yeah,
eat good.
you gonna eat good. You can get them tomahawks for like $10 there in the city, boy. So
Yeah,
you can eat good. Yeah. So what are people's accommodations? What are they looking to do? What kind of lifestyle are they looking? We had talked about this in a previous episode about the modern day condos, apartments, opposed to some of the older Panamanian style apartments.
yeah.
I actually like some of the older Panamanian style apartments because they have a lot more room. The balconies are bigger, and
Mhm.
you know, what do you see? What do you see? What people are really looking for? Are they looking for that traditional home, that 3 bedroom home with the yard, so they could have their grill and be doing that, or are they looking for condos?
Well, I think that when people start to look and see what they can afford, they go for the 24-hour security. They go into, the buildings where they can just, have a covered parking area if they drive. They want to be able to have a walkable community, like El Cangrejo or Barrio or San Francisco. These are all safe areas to walk, shop, go to different restaurants in your neighborhood, or take a $2-3 Uber over across town, to go to some of the different, Jamaican restaurants, some of the fast food restaurants, just some of the bars. And so there's a place, Omani's or something like that people go to on Tuesday night to listen to live jazz. So there's different things that they have an opportunity to do, um, when they choose a different style, uh, apartment, or if they're looking for a home or something like that. Most homes you're not going to find, residential housing, that's a house in the city. You can find some, uh, but you may not like it, or it just depends on your budget. Your budget might like it more than what you might physically like it, but, you'll still deal with it because you're gonna, pay for what you can afford, or what you want to pay. I've seen people move from Punta Pacifica, which is, a more upscale, community of, high-rise apartments looking over the ocean. And then I've seen people come here and do that for a year, and then they automatically said, "I bumped my head. I'm paying $2,500 a month because I can afford it." And then they end up finding something for $1,200 to $1,500 over in the San Francisco area, or some of the
Mhm.
other areas that, on Avenue Balboa, they want that lifestyle there. They can find it there and see they saving $1,100 to $1,200 a month just by making a change of residence. So don't always come here, and the first thing you want to do is jump on a $2,500 just because you can afford it. Don't do that. Go and pick one of these other places, and then start looking for a more luxurious lifestyle after you've been here for a little while. And that way you'll know you love your community, and you're not going nowhere when you make that second move. But most people don't do that. They just come here and say, "I can afford this, and I'm going to do this and do that." And then when they start to hear other people and what they're paying, and they go to those other apartments, and they're like, "This is better than mine. This looks better than mine," because you paid for a certain class,
Yeah.
to fall in, instead of going to a place that you're more comfortable in.
Yeah, and they also feel isolated, in that area also because it's not within walking distance to too many other things. So
Right.
you know, that's the difference. So yeah, definitely, and you can also that's always you can mess around with that price. That price is never a fixed price. So you'll see a lot of people just upping the price simply because it's going to be someone, a foreigner going to be renting or something like that. So definitely check
Yeah.
into all that. So
And that's the other thing too is you got to do your homework. Stop relying on these references that are people sending you to, um, because a lot of times there's ulterior motives that is the reason why you're being steered to certain properties, because it's a more upscale and it's going to be overpriced because you've got different brokers that this is their lifestyle. So, do your due diligence and start asking questions. And what is it going to cost me to get a nice ocean view apartment in Punta Pacifica, Avenue Balboa, and some of these other, San Francisco, some of these other areas that may not cost as much, but they have the same amenities that you're going to get in those high rises in the well-known and more expensive areas. You're getting almost the same view just from a different angle. Um, some other things is, hey, if you're going to go apartment living, who has water when the water goes out? Who has a generator in the building when the electricity goes out? These are different things that would make a decision that you can ask questions. Do you have a generator? Do you have, water uh, when the city says, oh, we're not going to have water for so long, 2, 3 days? Um, will you still have water? And how is your lifestyle going to be? When the gas, hold on, when the gas is being turned off for inspections, and you're going to be without, gas for a month or longer
right,
because they're doing
right,
an inspection.
yeah,
So that just happened to me. I was without for almost a month, and you better have an electric plate or something like that to keep cooking, or you're going to eat out the whole time, but there's
that's
no
right,
gas.
that's right,
So there's just different things that you have to ask questions for, and knowing the right people, you'll be able to ask those questions and get answers immediately. That's going to make your choice a little bit different than if nobody told you this from the very beginning.
right, right. Now, I would like to tell people what you can do to get all the information. Jeff has a Welcome Wednesday every Wednesday where he has professionals explaining to you the ins and outs of Panama. It's free of charge. When does that take place again, Jeff?
Okay, so now let me throw this ringer in there. The first Thursday of every month, we have the hospitals, we have all the professionals that come in and talk with expats who are currently here, new expats, or just people that are considering coming to Panama and they want to know what kind of insurance will these hospitals take? Am I going to pay out of pocket? How am I going to file a claim? Get my medication? They're going to have all these questions. So we have that the first Thursday of every month.
And you have Welcome
Military
Wednesday. That's right.
benefits. Welcome
Welcome.
Wednesdays when we play cards and dominoes and spades and get loud.
There you
Uh,
go.
but the one source is a free, like work group that we put together of the professionals, the banks, the hospitals, the immigration lawyer. We put that together so that people have a free source to come to ask questions, especially people with underlying health conditions that need a hospital or medication and what have you. Those are the things that we want to make sure that people have access to the right information, and there's no underlying motive for us to do that other than to come here and meet other expats that are going through the same thing that they're going through and have the same questions, and they can get them answered once a month. Coming to DACA 23, we have an event space here next to us that we have, and we host it there. And from 10 to 2, the first Thursday of every month.
First Thursday every month. That's a great resource. So you guys definitely plan your travels around. So you're here in the beginning part of the month, so you can tap into those free resources. And every Wednesday, welcome Wednesday, where you got a lot of foreigners just getting together,
Yeah.
playing some phones, watching some sports on the monitor, and close to having the ice cold Balboa. You can't beat that.
Yeah, look, it was pretty live in here, man. They were slapping them bones all loud, man. I was looking at my table when they left, see if they broke something.
All right, man. So do you got anything special going on this week down at the Back
Um,
23?
well, every day is a special day because we don't know what it brings. There was a big influx of people coming from Jamaica this year that come here to eat our Jamaican food, our oxtails, and what have you. We have Memorial celebration on Monday at the cemetery here. So normally Mondays we're closed, but since it's a military ceremony and holiday, we were asked by the VFW commander, could we actually have lunch here at Daiquiri 23 restaurant? And so I said, sure, I'll open up for that. I'm a military veteran myself, disabled vet. So I understand that, we have our fallen service members that we're celebrating their life and service here in Panama City. That doesn't stop because we've been here for years, decades, and we have a lot of fallen service members that were Panamanian and Americans that stayed here and are buried out there at the cemetery. So we're having that here on Monday, a luncheon to honor them. But we're always wanting to do just certain things where people can just come and enjoy. We had karaoke last night. Y'all, look, Keith Sweat's in the house, y'all. I ain't gonna tell you who it is, but he was here last night. Y'all missed it.
Oh boy, you remind me of a Jeep.
Look, we had Anita Baker, we had Lionel Richie, we had the Gap Band, we had all kind of entertainment here last night.
There you go.
Look, I'm looking for Axl Rose now. I'm looking for Mick Jagger.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us at Panama Crosstalk. We had a good time here. Some good and informative stuff going on here. So definitely come check us out. Hit the subscribe button and check us out. We're normally doing it weekly. We'll see how everything goes. But hey, you can always come on down to DAC 23.
Hey, you know it. 23, baby, all day.
So we'll be hollering at you guys. Peace and love.
All right. Next time.